really dropped by the LPL. Still getting a lot of play in the LCK, but I like the fact that we see it here, Roth. I feel like this is a really good scenario for it for Vampire. Which he... Okay, well, it's coming off cooldown.
I think he's just completely giving it up.
Okay, he's bailing.
Yeah.
It's Dragon time. Okay. Yeah, I was a little curious about that. I feel like you had options. That can be really big. Feels like whatever conditions were going on for NIP, just going to be a trade, and if they want any grubs, we'll have to look at the second spawn of them.
You know what? On the one hand, it seems uncharacteristic for NIP to not just say, yeah, we can take this fight, you know, see what happens.
Positives for NIP on this top side just by making it stable, and Team WE going to look to change things now as Monkey has 6.
Monkey fully aware that there could be
we're
something
dead.
top lane, just goes immediately in. The Impale is going to grab one, but the cease and desist buffered through the Impale allows him to get the knock up in the Cube, but Shanji's just taking so much damage, it ends up being a 1-for-1 with Cube getting the first kill. And IP don't want to drop all the grubs here, just wanting to get in range and smite at least one away. Vampire leads the charge, and the W clips Aki, but he's able to use the cease and desist to buy some time through the Impale. Oh, PP got him! Look at that, Doinby! Yoinks Monkey's Impale and says, I can do it better, baby! NIP just out of nowhere completely sweep the fight, and Taeyun and Karas are forced to retreat.
Yeah, I think the Cube is trying to sprint for the Triforce to the point where he was ahead, but the fact that he has no MR now really hurts. He's going to be careful here. He's going to try and Q out of this one. Oh, Ignite dropped is dangerous.
Oh, no! No! Ooh! What was that, 48 HP?
Yeah, I mean, trade to Summoner Spells is trade up for Shanji, and he's healthy enough where he gets to stick around, so...
There's not going to be a chance to use it in an upcoming fight. Might as well see if you can get extra charges on your passive. Oh, mid lane, leave. Good night, no chance. We're going to be able to get out this one, but Doinby comes in with the Emperor's Divide. Magnastorm right on top. Aki now joins the fight, looks for the AD carry, and Taeyun shuts him down, flashes away. Monkey tries to send it into the tower, but just doesn't have enough damage behind him to follow up.
Doesn't look a decent find there from Team WE.
Yeah, they're still... They're like technically behind in gold, but it's just under 1,000. So they're still in a decent spot where they can scale into this team fighting composition that we already outlined at the top of the series. Now they're on the Rift Herald. NIP trying to leash it down, still below 5k HP, but now WE have more numbers to their name. Doinby and Lee finally showing up to the party. A curtain call is going to open up the fight. Vampire completely isolated, and then Shanji arrives. Look at the needlework shredding through Cube, and Taeyun and Karas are just forced to retreat because their front line is getting completely terminated. And NIP, I don't think they can do any wrong here. Taeyun had to watch Karas send it and just to die. And now, WE, the gold deficit has ballooned to about 2,000. NIP, with this Rift Herald, can get so much more off the map.
I like that take from NIP. The ultless fight, truly, from Team WE. I mean, it was only the Emperor's Divide that was really available for them in that one. Made a huge difference.
Yeah, the Flash Emperor's Divide, just to give a brief moment of CC from Taeyun to maybe shred through. Meanwhile, back to live. It's the Dragon. The Keeper's Verdict sends not the right target, as NIP still have a jungler to smite away that objective from WE's hands.
Yeah, the Doinby Keeper's Verdict being a little bit of that upgraded Silas one there. Was able to find Monkey, sent the right person back, whereas Vampires did not. And this Rift Herald crash is going to come with a fight being forced.
Aki is sending it. The Deadly Flourish connects on the Taeyun. He's forced to pop the cleanse, but now he's got to dodge the Sniper's Bullet from the Crow's Nest. Meanwhile, NIP have isolated Monkey and Vampire in the middle, but they don't have the damage dealers to really follow up, but they're just creating space for this Rift Herald to get another charge into the mid lane.
Or as I should say, went sideways from Shanji thanks to the Magnet Storm of PP God. But besides that, good find. Team WE much needed for them as they're going to look for this turret. Cube, we'll see if he can get out.
He's going to buffer the cease and desist through the Counter-Strike. Nicely done. And now Cube is trying to find a way to get out over the wall. Jeez, Aki just soloing Cube in the bot side of the map.
Really clean there on the Vi. That buffer was very well played. Aki, willing or able to push anything else down, just going to lead to a top outer turret falling. So well played, WE.
Yeah, they didn't have to do anything. NIP just kind of did it to themselves. They burned a teleport on Shanji, and unfortunately,
Shanji wants it. Okay.
No.
I thought they could have brute force Karas off, but again, wanting to respect some of the recalls that recently came out from WE as they're back out on the map, and Monkey has found Doinby Vampire.
Yeah, Vampire willing to flash over the wall to pin Doinby into that pit. Taeyun was also there in range, and even Karas getting a chance to chip in for a little bit of that. He actually got the kill credit as well. Well, now that's a 5v4 guaranteed on the map. Otacon started up by WE.
Azir can rip through this. Doinb doesn't have TP to join to, and he gets back. So, again, a 5v4 for WE. Do have Cube approaching at an angle. We'll see if NIP can spot it out as curtain call.
There is no Impale anymore from Monkey, but Aki just can't get through. PP God is doing everything that he can to hold the front line. Otacon has been stopped, but Taeyun flashes forward to finish off the support. Karras tries to swoop on in, but cannot close the distance against Leave, as he's able to sprint super fast backwards. But he doesn't have a curtain call. He's super low on HP. It seems dangerous.
I'm concerned for WE. I am concerned for WE. I know Doinb is still coming up and coming out of the Death Chamber. If he's able to get here and get here in time, there is no Skarner ultimate. It's really only the Emperor's Divide and Jack's ultimate that can be big for WE. They also don't really have a way to keep Aki out if he is able to buffer that Emperor's Divide. Does help that he's spotted, and does help that Otacon was burned through. Only the GAs for WE, no flowers to stick around and take. Positive sequence for WE. I feel like at the end, they actually got quite a bit out of that, and maybe even more.
Shanji's in trouble. 1v2 again. It's Monkey and Karras working together to sync up, not even needing the Emperor's Divide this time. Shanji just a little too far forward for Monkey to be able to easily
that's huge.
Lock him down. I mean, and now WE, they're just ripping through Baron.
That TP for Shanji to play for the Otacon was so bad, because that's why we see Doinb bot now and not Shanji trying to stretch the map. So he just melts at the hands of Skarner, and now it's pretty easy to keep Vi out of the pit. With Poppy on her heels, this is Baron going over to WE.
Yeah. No way that Aki can actually get in there. Wow, WE.
More than one mistake, too. And it's one thing for the TP to get burned, another thing, though, to still get caught out for that sequence. And both solo laners now of NIP getting caught and leading to good sequences for WE. But that should not be happening. There was so much focus put into Shanji, making sure that he was healthy and had a good game state in this game, for them to then pull him away from the game state that he wants, to overgroup, to burn that TP for Otacon, which led to really nothing and only positives for WE. That's a pretty big mistake for NIP to be having in a game like this, and WE continue to punish as another inner turret gonna fall. Bot has already been taken, and WE, the push continues.
Cube has now matched him on item parity for now. Sundered Sky plus that Trinity Force. And Aki was trying to look for a flank, but is spotted out by Monkey. Flashes exchanged. There's still a cease and desist. Vampire's going to find him with the slam into the wall. And Aki has no choice but just to send it. PP God now following up with the Magna Storm. Shanji, great TP on the backside. Now it's all about seeing if Karras can survive, but that's not going to be the case here. Cube arrives. Counter-Strike running to the back. It's up to Doinb and Leave to carry this fight through. Cube head with the Grandmaster's Might. Does he have enough damage? Doinb tried to live to the very end, but the Counter-Strike will not survive as long as Leave still has got another bullet in the chamber. Working as well as they would like, because they have been spotted on that back ward. WE challenging the Tribush, looking for Doinb. Good sidestep on the Impale, and now he has his own Impale, and he's going to bring the Scorpion right back into the waiting arms of NIP. And no one from WE wants to step up because they fear that the consequences would be too great. They've lost their jungler seemingly for free, and NIP should just be able to take Cloud Soul.
RZs have been really impactful in slowing down NIP. But playing directly into them like that, and Karras kind of took a weird E over the wall, too. Wasn't exactly able to follow up. I think that your read of them wanting to just be cautious about that was accurate, but and it's just going to be given over. So for all the good things that Team WE were doing, things really have kind of come collapsing down now in the past few minutes, the way it was kind of collapsing down for NIP in the mid game. Yeah. He's also been too far up on a couple different occasions this game. It has really cost his team. I'm thinking back to that second grub fight too in the corridor. They overextended into NIP. That was kind of off Monkey overextending to get that fight started, just not warranted. And again, WE, it feels like they really had a winning angle in this game, Rafa, but that late TP from Cube, I think, killed them on the bot side. Because Shanji was so big in the fight, as Monkey is going to get PP God for free.
Might be a decent look here. Okay, WE now have a 5-on-4. PP God, not sure if he was too far forward or just not willing to burn the flash, but...
Yeah, Doinb was top, no TP. Good look from Team WE. They had numbers.
There's a lot of too far forward moments that's happening in this game.
It's an NIP game, Rafa, you know? It happens.
Oh, Monkey. He really wanted that wolf. Is he going to pay for it? 2 more bullets to dodge. Karras can... NIP
That's expensive.
have a 5-on-4 advantage, and this could just be the end of the game if they can push in and siege through correctly.
I saw one down click from Karis, and that might have cost them everything as Cube TP's in, has to hop back to his teammate. That's one inhibitor down. NIP, 30 seconds still on Monkey. Wants to be that elusive, you know? Needed the practice going Matrix mode in those bullets.
All right, well, Cube, he's got no one to stand behind to avoid all the curtain call bullets, and the lockdown from NIP makes it so easy for that final bullet to connect. Another 5-on-4 for the next 53 seconds. The things that you listed out happened for WE, so all that effort almost doesn't matter anymore. Now Vampire getting jumped out, looking for another curtain call. This third and final bullet. This time doesn't bend around.
Cube.
But meanwhile, on the right side, Cube is isolated, and I think there was a keeper's verdict used by Doinby to punt away Monkey. Cube runs to the safety of his comrades, and Vampire gives his life to try and give the rest of WE a way out. But PP God is going to isolate Cube once again. He jumps to the safety of Karis, but Aki is looking to lock them down. Karis slides onto the right. Leave getting interrupted by Monkey, but the Impale misses on Leave and only grabs the other two members here. Taeyun still trying to put as much damage as he can, but Leave has
in the
all
base.
the damage in the world. Taeyun is just trying to do it all against 3 members, but this fight doesn't matter here because you called it. Shanji had teleported into the base, the Nexus exposed, and WE damned all their efforts. It was so close, but NIP still in the end will take game 1.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.